All right, now it's time to talk about data sources. Now actually data sources to allow data to be fetched or computed for use elsewhere in Terraform configuration. Okay, so you can use data sources to allow a Terraform configuration to build on information defined outside of Terraform or defined by another separate Terraform configuration. So for example, here you can see that we can get the Terraform AWS AMI, okay, from here, and we can use the bin zone. So you can see we can find the latest available AMI that is tagged with component equal web. Okay, now let's have a look. Now here we have this provider with this specific information, and we have this resource, AWS instance, the my EC2 instance, this AMI, this instance type, and then we will have tags. Okay, so actually tags to tag our instance that we want to create. So tags equal, now let's open braces, then let's put name equal, and for example let's name it my server. All right, now let's have another thing here. Okay, so this is the resource. Now let's have the data block. Okay, and here we will use AWS underscore instance, and let's name it my server, for example, anything, it doesn't matter, because this is inside the Terraform template, this one, but this is a reserved word, and I got it from the official documentation from here. As you can see, if you can see, it has a lot of information, a lot of data, and so on. Okay, anyway, now inside it I will put something called filter. Okay, like this, and here we'll filter depends on the name. So name equal, and here we'll put tag is name, and but don't forget that the n is capital here. Okay, now the values equal here, and here I will put the name of the tag, which is my server. Okay, so you can see that this is filter the data AWS instance. It will be, I name it my server, or name it whatever thing, it's okay. Now we will put open the filter tag, the filter block, and we'll put the name and the values. The name, it will be tag name, the tag is, the key is name, but the n is capital, and the value for this tag will be my server, which is, I put it here. Okay, so actually this will find the EC2 instances that have this specific tag, and in my case it will find one, which is this one. Okay, it will find one instance, which is this one. Okay, that has this tags. Okay, now finally let's put output block here, and let's put inside it my server, my servers. Okay, then the value, it will be data dot AWS instance dot my server dot, my server here dot, and I will choose availability zone. Okay, now actually you may ask me from where I get these. Actually I got them from official documentation for AWS. You can see the provider, AG Corp, AWS. This is the version, and by the way, I'm using the latest version currently. And here you can see it has a lot of argument, attributes, and so on. So I got the availability zone. So if I type zone here, yeah, here it is. So availability zone. All right, so you can see that this will provide us with the availability zone of the instance, by the way. Okay, so let's make sure that I copy it, or I take it as is. So let's copy it. Yeah, actually it's good. Now let's run Terraform apply to see. Okay, now you can see that your query return no result. Okay, let's try put here dash, and here come also dash. All right, like this. Actually let's try put these dash here and dash here. All right, so Terraform apply again. Maybe because of the space it show me this error. Okay, yeah, actually it got first we need to create this server, then we can put the tag for it. So let's put yes. So first we need to create the server with its tag, and then we will start using the data source, because it start looking for the EC2 instance with this tag, but currently it is not existed. So that's why it show us this error, which is the query not found. All right, now you can see that apply complete. Now if I go here, let's see the running instances in my region, North Virginia. Now you can see that my dash server has been created successfully. All right, as you can see, if I go to the tags here, you can see that my server is here. All right, now let's remove these currently. All right, Now this is another thing. Now we will start looking for server with this data source, or with this filter, which is the name must be my dash server. Okay, and I want to output it. So terraform apply again. As you can see, it finds the EC2 instances that has been created. So it starts refreshing the state file because the file is already exist, or the EC2 instance is already created and existed. So let's see, press yes. All right, so far so good. Now you can see that it has been created successfully, and the outputs, which means my value, as you can see, the value, which is my servers, equal US East -1E. Okay, now if I return back here to the console, and if I click on the details, if I scroll a little bit, yeah, actually it is here inside the networking. Here you can see that the availability zone is US East -1E. By the way, you can find it from here. Availability zone, if you click on the configuration button here, and you can see you can choose whatever you want to show. All right, and one of them is the availability zone. All right, anyway, in the details, in the networking, you can see that the availability zone is US East 1E. All right, as the same value that we got it from here. So this is the use case of data sources. By the way, you can use a lot of things like the AMI ID, the tags, and a lot of stuff. You can read more about it from the official documentation, depends